I'm just a simple man making his way through the galaxy. Hey, Star Wars fans, look! I made a helmet! Yay! Oh boy, this was a fun project, so let me show you this and take you through a little bit of how I did it. So this is my Boba Fett replica helmet that I 3D printed and painted and assembled, and I think it turned out pretty good. I used just acrylic paint to do this. I didn't buy the spray cans and try to make it look really perfect. But then again, it's a Boba Fett helmet, so it's not really something you ever see look perfect. Even after Boba Fett repaints his helmet in The Mandalorian, there's still wear on it like immediately after repainting it. So I don't know. It's just I wasn't too worried about making it look great because it's supposed to look weathered, it's supposed to look damaged. Hence the whole dented helmet thing. But yeah, so I want to talk about how I made this. It took me over a month actually, 12 days of printing. I'll get into that in a second, but it was a lot of work and I'm pretty happy with the way that it turned out. But let's start with where this comes from. So this is a STL file that I purchased from Galactic Armory. I love Galactic Armory. They got lots of really cool stuff. I do recommend you go check them out. Lots of clone trooper stuff, bounty hunter stuff. They have, I think they have a whole bunch of stuff from the Bad Batch too. But yeah, go check out Galactic Armory. You can download their STL files, and if you want to go print something yourself, or you can buy 3D printed pieces like this that are unfinished, and it's just like a little do-it-yourself kit that you can get shipped to you, and then you do all the painting and finishing and stuff like that. So if you don't have a 3D printer, you can still get something like this for a fraction of the cost of buying something fully finished. But yeah, galacticarmory.com, go check that out. So anyway, yeah, I got this file from Galactic Armory, and in typical me fashion, I overcompensated and I scaled it up to 105%, thinking, I was thinking I got this, big head and I need a big helmet to fit on my head, so I scaled it to 105% and printed the whole helmet, and that took 4 days. Well, let me insert a clip right here, and you can see that 105% is way too big for this file. It looks like a helmet designed for a Wookiee. It's ginormous, and basically I had to trash the whole thing. So I still have it here. I haven't thrown it in the garbage yet. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it'd be a lot of work to finish it just to have it as like a shelf piece, as like a really large shelf piece. So yeah, I don't know what to do with that. But so anyway, I overcompensated again. And this time I scaled it down too far, and I scaled it down to 95% size because the 105 was so huge. So again, I hit print on the printer. 4 days later, the print comes out and it looks perfect. I mean, I really got the printer dialed in that I was, I wasn't scared to hit print and let the thing go for 4 days. I mean, if you look here, it came out perfect. It looks wonderful. But of course, I go and I put it on my head, and I barely get it on, and then I almost couldn't get it off. I almost had to break it to get it off of my head. It was just a bit too tight, and so anyway, at this point I'm pretty frustrated. I want to throw the 3D printer out the window, and I take a little break from trying to print this again, and I went and I think I made a mask for Zach, or I forget what I printed next, but needed a little break from it. So anyway, I finally decided to just print the helmet at 100%, so no changes in scaling, just print it the way that it comes from Galactic Armory, and you can see that's what it looks like here. And I, very, very happy that this one fit and looked good, and was something I could finally start going to finish and make look good. So anyway, 4 days. Now we're up to 12 days of printing just to get to this one helmet. And so, oh well, trial and error. I'm learning a lot, but man, I tell you what, I got my Sovol SV03 so dialed in. I've replaced a couple parts. I've re-squared the frame. I've replaced springs, and I just kind of upgraded lots of little tiny things on the printer, and I wouldn't be scared to like hit print on like a 10-day print right now. Like, it's printing really good. So I guess in the long run, even though I failed twice, I've really learned a lot through this process. And I by no means am I a subject matter expert on 3D printing, but I feel like I definitely got some experience under my belt now. So anyway, let's talk about how I finished the print. So early on, after I printed the smaller one, and I couldn't get it on, my son was running around the house with it on his head, and he's like, I want this. This is going to be mine. So anyway, my son says, I want to do it Jango Fett style. And I was like, okay, cool. We'll do that. And then I finally decided to, print the right size for me. And with all the excitement around Book of Boba and, things that are coming to Disney Plus soon, I thought, you know what? I want to do a Boba Fett. I love Boba Fett. I've always, thought that character was so cool. So this time I decided to print it full Boba Fett with the dent and everything on it. And that's how I was going to finish it. So I thought this would be, a fun project, father and son, to, go make these helmets together. And I told him, if you want a Jango Fett helmet, you're going to have to put some work into this and do it yourself. And he's like, yeah, okay, cool, Dad, I'm excited. So that's what we end up doing. So the first thing I did is I grabbed the wood filler, and I put that all around the helmet because we needed to try to get rid of some of these print lines. Now, like I said before, the printer's printing really good now, so I didn't do wood filler across like the whole helmet. The dome had a little bit of print lines around, the top. A couple of stronger looking lines on the front of mine. So anyway, I didn't use a lot, but anyway, so I put wood filler all over it, and then sanded it all down. And then I primed my helmet, and that's what this looks like here. So I was using the sandable filler primer by Rust-Oleum. And so I got a coat on mine and sanded that down, and I had run out, so I had to go get another can, and then I coated the smaller one. And then me and my son just hung out for a couple hours and sanded on these helmets. Kind of a really boring video to watch here, but I just thought it was so neat that, my 8-year-old son wanted to sit outside with me and just sand away. And I even said, look, you've done enough. I can do it from here on out. And he's like, no, Dad, this is mine. This is my job. And I was like, okay. So he sat there and sanded on the helmet for a couple hours with me, which was pretty cool. And so anyway, we sanded it, kind of the same as my other videos. Like, we sanded the plastic at 80 grit, filler primer, sand 120, filler primer, sand 220 and 400. So they're looking nice and smooth here. And then also I had to print the earpieces. So even though I printed the whole helmet, 4-day print, the sides, these pieces here, what I call the earpieces. A couple other YouTubers call these the earpieces. I don't know what the name is. And then this little, mechanism for the rangefinder. So I had to print those, prime those, sand those, and then we started painting the helmet. So again, my son wanted to paint it, and I tried to give him some, creative freedom. as opposed to just saying, no, it looks like this, it needs to be this way. You know, he said I wanted to do like a turquoise blue, and I'm like, cool, buddy, let's do it. So anyway, he's painted this complete helmet, and it was at this point where my daughter started to get a little jealous and of the, you know, son and dad time, and she said, well, I want a Mandalorian helmet too. So I don't know how much video I have of it, but I actually printed a helmet for her too, and we just finished painting that last night. So I'll try to get some photos in here of that too. But she wanted a Sabine Wren helmet, so now we're all gonna have Mandalorian helmets. So that'll be fun. I'll have to talk my wife into doing one for her next. All right, so I just went and grabbed their helmets real quick. So still work in progress, but you can see Django looking pretty good. I still need to clear coat this and apply the visor. I went and got some padding because, you know, it was a little big for an 8-year-old, but with the padding in there, it fits them pretty good. And then my daughter's is super cool. So she painted this. I did the cheeks, and it was also my idea to add the purple glitter, which I'm very proud of. I think the purple glitter coat gives it some nice sparkle. But yeah, so this is her Sabine Wren helmet, which again, I still need to clear coat this, finish the visor, and finish the rangefinder, and then apply the visor. So that is my daughter's helmet. Isn't that cool? You know, we painted them up, and then on the Boba helmet for weathering, I didn't get video of me weathering it. I just kind of, you know, I think it was the night before Halloween or something like that. What I did is I did like a wash, I did a black wash on the helmet and a brown, rusty looking color wash on the helmet. And then I found a chrome pen at Michael's, and I thought I'd give this a try because so a lot of people, when they weather, they'll coat the whole helmet in like silver. So they'll paint it silver and then, you know, tape off and, you know, do all their other colors on top of that. But before they paint the other colors, they'll put some liquid latex on the helmet. So while it's silver, imagine I you know, dab some liquid latex around here in the different spots and then do all my other colors. And then I could wipe off that liquid latex and it will show the silver underneath, which is a really great, you know, weathering effect, because it looks like paint's chipped away, because really it kind of has. You know, you removed that paint with the liquid latex and you're showing the underneath. So maybe I'll try that on a future project. But I tried this chrome pen and I just love the way that it turned out. So I'll see how close I can get here. You know, it's really not going to show too well in the light, but like right here, it's almost got like a mirror finish to it. It's super shiny, and it, you know, really gives it an effect of you know, shiny metal underneath. This actually here is when I taped off the right here to do the kill stripes on here. The tape actually ripped the green paint off and showed some of the primer underneath. And I thought, you know what? It works. So I just didn't fix it. I just left it, you know, in that primer under there. I tried to add a little bit of the chrome pen to it. Like I put little dabs on there and just kind of rubbed my finger on it to make it look a little more shiny. But yeah, I accidentally ripped the paint off and it looked good, so I just left it. But yeah, so anyway, this chrome pen worked out really good. I like that. So all said and done, you know, I'm not thrilled that it took me almost a month to finish this, just because of, you know, the different mistakes I made and such. But, you know, I am kind of glad that I finished it around the time I did, because, you know, it was supposed to be like my Halloween costume. My son was being Darth Vader, so I figured I'd just make a helmet and walk around trick-or-treating with this. I actually got a bunch of compliments from the neighbors. Apparently I have neighbors that are Star Wars fans, so that was cool to learn. But I walked around with this, and he was Darth Vader, so that was cool. But the fact that, you know, it took me a month to finish it. The Book of Boba Fett trailer came out like the next day after, you know, Halloween. So 2 days after finishing this, the Book of Boba Fett trailer came out, to the point where even, you know, my father, who's not a Star Wars fan, said, "Oh, is that thing you made for Halloween?" I was like, "Yeah, that's it." And then, you know, a week later, the Behind the Helmet or whatever that documentary is on Boba Fett came out on Disney Plus. So it just was like really great timing to make this. You know, I didn't know when the trailer was dropping. I didn't know that documentary was coming out. Just happened to be good timing. So yeah, that is my Boba Fett 3D printed helmet. What do you guys think? Well, thank you for joining me for another video. I plan to do some more 3D printing. Working on some other stuff. But yeah, thanks for joining me, and may the Force be with y'all. Have a good one.